In the complex theater of human attraction, a persistent and controversial narrative endures, the allure of the bad boy. This figure, cloaked in confidence, charisma, and a hint of danger, has been a staple of literature, film, and cultural discourse for centuries. But what if this attraction runs deeper than a simple preference for leather jackets and rebellious attitudes? What if it taps into a subterranean current of evolutionary psychology, social dynamics, and cognitive biases that make certain dark personality traits not just momentarily exciting, but profoundly and secretly compelling? This video delves into the provocative hypothesis that some women are, on a subconscious level, drawn to men exhibiting traits of the Dark Triad. The Dark Triad is a psychological construct comprising three overlapping yet distinct personality clusters. 1. Machiavellianism, this is the core. Named after the Renaissance writer Niccolò Machiavelli, who advised princes to be strategic and cunning. It means being socially smart, goal-focused, emotionally detached, and willing to bend rules or manipulate situations to win. It's the chess player in the game of life. 2. Narcissism, an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. It's not just vanity, it's a worldview where the self is the sun, and everyone else orbits around it. 3. Psychopathy, not necessarily violence. In this context, it's characterized by fearlessness, low anxiety, impulsivity, and a profound lack of empathy or remorse. It's cool-headedness under pressure. For our discussion, we're focusing on the Machiavellian heart of this triad, the strategic, charismatic operator. This is the smooth politician, the ambitious founder, the friend who always knows the right person to call. His darkness is in his methods, not necessarily his morals. He views social life as a series of games to be mastered. The word crave is crucial here. We're not talking about a conscious, logical choice. No one sits down and thinks, I'd really like a partner who will see me as a pawn in his grand plan. Instead, it's a subconscious, powerful pull, a magnetic attraction to the signals this kind of man sends out. These signals, which we'll unpack, can feel incredibly exciting and desirable. This pull often exists in secret, even from the woman feeling it, disguised as, he's just so driven, or, he's a complex project, and I see the real him. This note is an exploration of that secret. Why does this pull exist? What ancient wires does it trip? And why, despite our better judgment, can the calculated charm of a strategic man feel more compelling than the steady warmth of a reliable one? Part 1, Our Ancient Playbook, Why Dark Traits Once Meant Survival. To understand the pull, we have to rewind. Way back. Our brains and our instincts for attraction were forged not in coffee shops or office buildings, but in a much harsher, more dangerous world. In that world, choosing a mate was a life-or-death decision with huge consequences for survival. The nice guy, cooperative, trustworthy, kind, was an excellent, safe bet. He promised stability, shared resources, and loyal partnership to raise children. This preference is deeply wired into us and explains why kindness and reliability are universally valued. But evolution is tricky. It doesn't put all its eggs in one basket. In a landscape of famine, predators, and rival tribes, a different set of traits could also be a winning ticket. The man with Machiavellian leanings might have represented a high-risk, high-reward strategy. Let's break down why. 1. The master of resources in a scarce world. Imagine a world where food, shelter, and safety are never guaranteed. The man who plays by all the rules might get a fair share. But the man who is strategically cunning, who can navigate complex social hierarchies, form tactical alliances, or outmaneuver rivals, might secure the lion's share. His willingness to be pragmatic, even manipulative, could directly translate into more food, better land, or stronger protection for his family. For a potential mate, his dark pragmatism wasn't evil, it was a potential lifeline. It signaled, this individual has the skills to extract resources from a difficult world. 2. The walking advertisement for good genes. This is a key point. Many Dark Triad traits, especially the fearlessness and stress tolerance linked to psychopathy, can function as honest signals of genetic fitness. Think about it, low fear/high risk taking, in a dangerous environment, only someone with a robust, resilient nervous system could afford to be so calm in the face of threat. This suggests strong physical health and good genes to pass on. Social dominance. Successfully climbing a social ladder through charm and strategy requires sharp cognitive skills, quick thinking, and mental toughness, all heritable advantages. His very demeanor, cool, confident, unfazed, might have been a biological billboard reading, "I have the genetic quality to not just survive, but to thrive under pressure." This taps into a deep evolutionary drive to seek healthy, viable mates. 3. The ultimate protector and ally. Our ancestors lived in groups, and group life is full of politics, conflict, and competition. A purely kind, agreeable man might be a great teammate but a weak defender. A man with Machiavellian intelligence, however, is a formidable social weapon. He understands power dynamics instinctively. He can form powerful coalitions and, crucially, he is willing to engage in calculated conflict to defend his interests. Aligning with him offered protection not just from outside threats like rival tribes or predators, but from the more subtle dangers within the tribe, bullies, thieves, social climbers. His presence was a deterrent. It signaled, "Mess with me or mine, and you're dealing with a strategic, potentially ruthless opponent." 4. The CAD strategy, a short-term genetic gambit. Some evolutionary psychologists, like David Buss, suggest women may have evolved a kind of dual mating strategy. The dad is chosen for long-term partnership, investment, and child rearing. He's the safe, reliable bet. The CAD is a different type. He is often charismatic, confident, sexually assertive, and displays the flashy signs of genetic fitness, the Dark Triad signals. The theory posits that women might be subconsciously drawn to the CAD for short-term relationships or affairs, as a way to obtain those good genes for their offspring, while relying on the dad for the long haul. The attraction to the CAD is specifically to his genetic signals, with a subconscious acceptance that his loyalty is not part of the package. The takeaway: our subconscious attraction system is an old piece of software. It sees a man who is dominant, socially savvy, fearless, and strategically manipulative, and an ancient part of the brain lights up, whispering, "Pay attention. This one has the traits that could mean more resources, stronger children, and greater safety in a dangerous world." The problem is, we no longer live in that world. But the software still runs in the background. Part 2, the modern translation, why the charisma feels so real. We don't live in tribes on the savannah. We live in a social and professional jungle. The currency has changed from meat and hides to status, influence, and money. Remarkably, the Machiavellian man's ancient toolkit translates perfectly into modern success, making his signals more potent than ever. 1. Status is the new territory. In our world, status isn't just about ego, it's a tangible resource. It means better jobs, wider networks, access to opportunities, and social influence. Machiavellian and narcissistic traits are rocket fuel for status acquisition. The lack of inhibition lets him self-promote relentlessly. The strategic mind helps him network effectively, always knowing who can help him climb. The willingness to be ruthless can clear obstacles. He becomes the CEO, the politician, the thought leader. When we are attracted to status, and most humans are, we are often, without realizing it, being drawn to the very traits that built it. He doesn't just have status, he performs mastery, and that performance is magnetic. 2. The seduction of certainty in an uncertain world. Modern life is overwhelming that we face endless choices, constant information, and paralyzing doubt about careers, relationships, and the future. Enter the Dark Triad man, especially the narcissist Machiavellian blend. He projects absolute certainty. He knows who he is, what he wants, and how to get it. His world has no gray areas. This is incredibly seductive. For someone drowning in options and self-doubt, his certainty feels like a life raft. He reduces the cognitive load. Instead of having to figure out a complex, nuanced partner, he presents a finished product, the winner. Our brains often confuse confidence for competence, a known bias called the halo effect. We think, he's so sure of himself, he must be right. His unshakable self-belief becomes a source of attraction, and even of borrowed stability for the person drawn to him. 3. The illusion of profound connection, love bombing and mirroring. This is where the attraction shifts from passive admiration to active captivation. In the early hunting phase, the Machiavellian man is a master fisherman, and his tactics are sophisticated. Love bombing, he overwhelms you with attention, affection, compliments, and future promises. I've never met anyone like you, I can see us together years from now. This creates a heady, addictive feeling of being chosen and adored. It feels incredibly validating. Mirroring, he is a keen observer. He subtly reflects your hobbies, your opinions, your speech patterns, and your values back at you. You feel an eerie sense that he gets you on a soul-deep level. You think you found your mirror, your twin flame. Strategic vulnerability, he may share a carefully curated wound or insecurity early on. This feels like a gift of trust, making you feel special and encouraging you to reciprocate with deeper vulnerability of your own, which he files away for later use. The result is an accelerated, intense intimacy that feels like destiny. It's not real intimacy, which is built slowly with truth and conflict, but a brilliant simulation. You are not connecting with a real, multifaceted person, you are connecting with a bespoke reflection of your own desires, crafted by a social expert. 4. The addictive game and the savior fantasy. A genuinely kind, transparent partner is predictable. Security can feel boring to our novelty-seeking brains. The Machiavellian man is a living puzzle box. He uses intermittent reinforcement, the most powerful conditioning tool. He's hot, then cold. Intensely present, then distant. This unpredictability triggers a dopamine loop in your brain. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical, it's the seeking chemical. The uncertainty makes you crave the next hit of his attention, turning the relationship into a compulsive game you're desperate to win. Paired with this is the savior or fixer-upper fantasy. His moments of vulnerability or hints at a troubled past allow you to project a beautiful story onto him. He's this way because he's been hurt. Underneath the armor, there's a wounded, wonderful man. And I, with my unique love, can heal him. This fantasy is profoundly satisfying to the ego and creates a sense of purpose in the relationship. You're not just a girlfriend, you're a healer on a mission. This narrative glues you to him long after red flags have appeared. Part 3, The Inevitable Cost, When the Mask Slips. The tragedy of this attraction is that you cannot have the honey without the sting. The very traits that create the intoxicating initial magnetism are the direct causes of long-term relational disaster. The mask is not a disguise, it is the face. 1. The empathy gap, you are a strategic asset, not a partner. The core of Machiavellianism is instrumentality. People are tools, means to an end. Once the initial goal of acquisition is complete, the love bombing and mirroring fade. What remains is a profound empathy deficit. Your feelings, needs, and dreams are no longer central, they are data points to be managed or obstacles to be circumvented. Conversations become transactional. Your pain is an inconvenience. Your joy is irrelevant unless it serves his image or goals. This leads to a deep, chilling loneliness, the feeling of being utterly alone while sitting next to your partner. 2. The gaslighting and emotional roller coaster. To maintain control and deflect criticism, he will use manipulation tactics like gaslighting. He will deny things he said, twist your words, and make you question your own memory and sanity. He'll blame you for his reactions, you made me do this because you were being difficult. The certainty that was so attractive now becomes a weapon used to invalidate your reality. The relationship becomes a psychological maze designed to keep you off balance and compliant. 3. Loyalty is a liability. For a purely strategic mind, loyalty is a weakness. It means closing off better options. Infidelity is not a moral failure but a logical choice, a new conquest for narcissistic supply, a connection with someone who can offer more. You live with the constant, gnawing knowledge that your bond is conditional. The contract can be renegotiated or terminated at any time if a better deal comes along. This makes secure, trusting attachment impossible. 4. The drain on your soul, it's an extractive relationship. Relationships with high dark individuals are not partnerships, they are extractive operations. Your emotional energy, your social connections, your time, and often your finances are co-opted to fuel his ambitions and prop up his ego. You find yourself isolated from friends and family who don't understand him. Exhausted from managing his emotional outbursts or social dramas. Constantly explaining or apologizing for his behavior to others. Your self-esteem erodes as your needs are perpetually sidelined. The project of him consumes your own identity. 5. The bait and switch on fatherhood. If the relationship leads to children, the evolutionary gamble often fails spectacularly. The traits that suggested a strong protector do not translate into a nurturing, invested father. His lack of empathy, his self-centeredness, and his view of people as instruments make him an absent, critical, or manipulative parent. The woman who hoped his strength would benefit her children may end up a single parent battling a co-parent who sees the children as possessions or extensions of his own legacy. The subconscious craving was for the benefits signified by the traits, the resources, the protection, the exciting genes. But you cannot separate the signal from the source. The darkness is not a flaw in the system, it is the system. Part 4, Rewiring Attraction, from subconscious pull to conscious choice. Understanding this dynamic is not about shame or blame. It is about empowerment. It's about bringing the secret craving into the light of day, where you can examine it and choose your path consciously. Step 1. Become a signal detective. Learn to spot the difference between healthy traits and their dark triad counterfeits. Ambition versus ruthlessness. Healthy ambition, I want to build something great. I will work hard, collaborate, and succeed without making enemies. Dark ruthlessness, I will be successful. I don't care who I have to step on or what rules I have to break to get there. It's just business. Confidence versus narcissism. Healthy confidence, quiet self-assurance. Can admit mistakes, ask for help, and celebrate others' wins. Narcissistic certainty, loud, fragile grandiosity. Never wrong, hates criticism, conversations always loop back to him. Charisma versus manipulative charm. Healthy charisma, makes people feel seen and energized. Connection feels mutual and genuine. Manipulative charm, makes you feel uniquely seen, but it feels intense and targeted. You feel flattered but vaguely pressured. The focus is on creating a specific effect in you. Step 2, apply the litmus tests. Words are cheap. Behavior is data. Test the reality. The no test, express a minor boundary or disagreement. A healthy person will respect it or discuss it. A manipulator will punish you, with sulking, guilt trips, anger, or withdrawal. The service worker test, watch how he treats wait staff, receptionists, or anyone from whom he can gain nothing. That is his baseline character. The timeline test, reject the whirlwind. Consciously slow things down. True compatibility unfolds over months, it cannot be fast-tracked by love bombing. If he resists a natural pace, it's a red flag. The narrative test, listen to his stories. Is he always the hero or victim? Are his exes all crazy? Does he take responsibility for failures? If he's never at fault, he lives in a fantasy world you will eventually be blamed for disrupting. Step 3, reframe what's challenging. The real, profound challenge of adult life is not decoding a manipulator or fixing a broken man. The real, worthy challenge is, can I build a secure, deeply intimate, and truly reciprocal partnership with an emotionally available person? This requires vulnerability, communication, conflict resolution, and patience. It is a quieter, less dramatic game, but the rewards are real love, safety, and growth. Step 4. Integrate the shadow within. Sometimes we are drawn to these men because they exhibit qualities we have disowned in ourselves. Do you admire his boldness? His social power? His refusal to be a pushover? Instead of seeking a partner to live out these traits for you, ask, how can I develop a healthy, assertive confidence in myself? How can I build my own social power? How can I set better boundaries? When you cultivate strategic intelligence and strength within yourself, you are no longer dazzled by its performance in others. You become the protagonist of your own life. Conclusion: beyond the game. The secret pull towards the Machiavellian man is a powerful echo from our past, a siren song of status, certainty, and thrilling conquest. It speaks to an old part of us that valued survival advantages above emotional serenity. But we are not just ancient hardware. We have consciousness, choice, and the capacity to update our software. We can learn to recognize the dazzling performance for what it often is, a strategic game where you are a player, not a partner. The ultimate, lasting attraction is not to darkness, but to integrated strength. This is the true rarity, the courage that is also kind, the confidence that builds others up, the ambition that is guided by ethics, the social intelligence that creates connection, not conquest. This is the man who offers not the secret thrill of a dangerous game, but the profound peace of a true sanctuary. He offers emotional safety, the freedom to be your complete, imperfect self without fear of judgment, games, or abandonment. In the end, that safety fosters a deeper passion, a richer intimacy, and a more powerful bond than any dark, thrilling mystery can ever sustain. Choose the sanctuary. Choose the person, not the performance. Choose the steady, warm light that allows you to grow, over the dazzling spark that burns everything it touches to ash.